OCHAREO, Ada Che, Chenife Chocún, Chenife Maru, Chenife La Ocha.
Hi
everyone, welcome to your channel OCHAREO. Today we go to talk about the Odun, Ofun, Tonti, Ofun, Oragun, and Ifa. 10 is one of the biggest Odun that we have in our religion. Before everything, and we start this live stream, congratulations and you're a happy day for all the childs of Chango, that tomorrow is the day of Chango. Celebrate Chango as best as you can. Remember to put him his adimuses and also a little bit, for a legua. That is important, or hecho. Both of them are great in our life. This is the Odun that talk about the phenomenon, about the different things that happen in life that they are unexpected for us. So throughout the pataquines of the live stream, we can learn how we can take care of the osobos of this Odun. But most importantly, in this Odun is to work with your spirits, because the person that had Ofun, Tonti Ofun, or Ofun with another Odun, Ofun Bara, Ofun Che, all of them talk about the spirits. So the person had a great connection with all of them. Even you go to the church and sometime and you light a candle for any saint over there and you pray, and you will see the results. So it's important for the person that had this Odun that sometime you sit down in your bóveda and you pray to develop the connection with your spirits, because they go to help you in different ways. This is the sixth sense that we talk in our life. This is something that we need to do in this Odun. This Odun also advise us that we are not supposed to blow powder for anyone, because the best powder that we have in Ofun is the cascarilla that we call Ofun. The cascarilla here is great to use. The person that has this Odun are not supposed to mark anymore on the head. You are supposed to mark in your arm. Something else that is important in this Odun is to dress in white. Why? Because when you dress in white, you reject all the bad spirits. Because something that this Odun also has is that the spirit sometimes attached to you. It's not that someone send you a bad egun or a bad spirit or anything like that. It's that they attach to you because they can see the light that you have. This is the Odun that has two things that is important. So the person can work with the life and also can work with IQ. So you have that balance in your religious life. That's why the people, when they know that the person has Ofun, some people reject the person because they know the power that this person has. So you are not supposed to curse anyone. You are not supposed to talk with your orichas when you feel angry. Why? Because someone do something for you and then you get angry and you curse this person, and later you can regret that because you can see that something bad passed for this person. So when you are angry, try to relax yourself first, and later you speak with your orichas, because the person that had Ofun had the kind of gift from Olofi that when you kill someone, you see it. It's the Odun that talk about evolution, economic evolution in this Odun, because the silver were discovered in this Odun from the Ota. And then Olofi said the people, they go to love more the money than me. So the person that had this Odun, always you have evolution in your life. When you think that everything is dark, that you have economic problem, from one way or another, you see that your economy, this happen when we are alive. Sometimes it flows. The economy grow. So never be so worried about money, because this is something that always you go to achieve. But this ordinum that talk about the phenomenon, you need to be careful with your stomach. So the person that has this ordinum, you are supposed to eat every single uh, day. You take your breakfast, your snack, your lunch, your dinner. You know, you are not supposed to don't eat during a complete day, because you get some gases in your stomach. So you need to take care of your stomach. This is something that work with this ordinum. So be careful with that. Something that you are not supposed to do in this ordinum too is to go to funeral parlors, for example, go to the cemetery. Be careful when you go, because you have a friend or a family member that passed away. Try to prepare a bath. So when you come back from that place, you take an spiritual bath, and it goes to remove any single bad spirit that you pick it up over there. So you do that, and it will be great for you. This is the odum in Ofun that sometimes we need to do 2 masses in our house. Why? To align with us all the spirits that live in there. Even though they are people that live with you, that they are not crowned, you can do masses with, for example, someone that has crown OCHA or just is a medium. It goes also to help you. The masses in this ordinum is so important. So keep that in mind. Even though we go to see different bosses, but try to do some masses in your house. Something else is the white flowers. The person that has this ordinum, you sometimes put white flowers in your house. When you see that all of them get dry, you throw away, and then 2 weeks later, you can buy again sunflowers. This is good, because the flowers pick it up all the bad energy that are around you. This ordinum talk about the kids, so that we need to be careful with the children, because here the married couple, they have a daughter, and then someday they have to do something, and they don't have anyone that take care of the child, and they talk the Ofun to take care of her girl, and he accept that, but he recommend her that don't go behind the white sheet that he had. But he was working, doing something else, and that child, she took a ladder, and she go to see what was behind that white sheet, and she saw the different deities that he had over there, and she got so afraid, and she fell from the ladder, and then she lost completely her knowledge and everything at that moment. So when her parents came back, they said, what happened with my daughter? That she don't answer to us, that she had some issues, and curse that guy, because they said that he didn't take care of her girl properly. So what this ordinance advise us, that we need to be so careful with the children when we go to take care of them. The person that has Ofun, you are not supposed to be a babysitter for any kid. Why? Because they can see something that you don't see. This ordinance talk about the kids, that they have the gift, or when they have, for example, from 1 year to 7 or 8 years old, that they can see things that we don't see it. So we have, for example, even Olokun and Ganari, or you have your Sarabanda, your Osain, and they go over there to see what you have, and they can see the spirit that lives in there. And it goes to help them spiritually because they don't have the strength to know what's going on. And later when they, for example, they are kids that they see things like that and they start to speak or they start to cry and don't stop. So it could be a problem for you. So if you have these powers and you have a kid at home, you need to be so careful with that. Sometimes when we are in the religion and we are doing different ceremonies, the kids, they want to see what we are doing. So we need to avoid that if you have Ofun, because they can see something that we don't see. Something else in this order with the kids, that if you are the person that you count Ocha, also you are Palero, try to have your, for example, your mayombe stuff in a closet that you can lock it up. Because when you are not at home, they can open it and they can start to work with it, and the egg that lives there could punish them and also attach to them. This is the cases that when we go back home, we see that our child has problem and we don't know why. And if that egg attached to them or want to punish them because they were doing something wrong with your path. So be careful with that. Take care of the deities that you have that work in with Egun, like, for example, Osain, Orun, Abita, all of them are the kids. And something else is that try that your kids have at least the elekes. Some kids, they are not ready to get crowned, and we understand that. But if you are in the religion, try at least that they have the elekes, something that protect them. This is important in this Odun, Ofun Tonti Ofun. This is the Odun that talk also about the agreement between the farmer, the son, and Iku. The farmer here, he has a son that he didn't want that anyone baptize his son because he had a lot of kids and he was poor. And one day, Iku showed up and asked him if he want that he baptize his son. He said, okay, I go to accept that. And Iku said, you know, when he grow up, I'm going to give him everything that he needs. When his son grow up, Iku asked him, what do you want to be in life? And the son said, I want to be a doctor. So Iku said, I'm going to give you that kind of gift. And took him to the forest and show him the different herbs, plants, sticks, and also iroko. And gave him the possibility to know about the secrets of all the herbs. But told him, when you see that someone is so sick, and I am sit down in the place of the feet, in the side of the feet of this person, don't do anything because it's the time that I take this person with me. And the son accept that. So he started to cure a lot of people around different villages. And he became so famous. So people always were looking for him to cure them. And one day, the king of that village, he got so sick, and they called the doctor. And when he got there, he saw he could have go sit down in the side of the feet of the king. So he doubted to cure him, but they insist that they go to give him everything that he wants, and they're going to provide him with a lot of money and lands and all of that. So he cured the king. When he got back to his house, Iku was there and told him, you are not supposed to do that, because I told you when you see me next to the person that go to pass away, you don't have to do anything, because it's the time that I take this person with me. But he, he justified his action with Iku, that was his godfather. And Iku, forgive him at that moment. But later, the princess got sick too. So the king called him again to cure his daughter. And when he was there, he saw Iku again. But the same thing happened. He didn't pay attention of the advice that Iku gave him, and he cured the princess. When he came back home, he saw a lot of candles around his house. And Iku was there, and he asked Iku, my godfather, where is all of that? And he said, you see that candle that is by the corner that had just a little light? This is your life, because you disrespect me. And because I cannot take this person, I'm going to take you. And he passed away. So this Odun advises you that Iku don't accept bribe. When it's the time to the person to pass away, it's the time. So if you have this Odun, the first thing that you are supposed to do is to get knowledge about different herbs, the plants, and the stick that you can use to cure people. This is the Odun of the doctor. This is the Odun that the person, you see, with different plants, clean someone, and you solve the problem. If the person has economic problem, later they see you and say, everything is okay. You can clean different houses too, where they are bad egun. You have that kind of gift. But it's important to know too that when the person is so sick and they approach you because they want that you crown them, or they want an orisha from you, you are supposed to ask your guardian angel. If your guardian angel say no, don't do it. You can crown anyone that comes to you that is healthy. When you see that the person is so sick, you need to be careful, because this is one of the others that taught when we change the head, that the person that is sick could be good, and the person that is healthy could pass away. So you need to always to keep that in mind. And when you make an agreement with any orisha, don't do something else because someone offered you money, because this is the Odun. Like I told you before, that talk about Olofi and the money. And Olofi said the people go to love more the money than me. So it means that the person could become greedy and nothing is enough for you. So when you become greedy, you don't have any principle. You don't have any knowledge about the religion. You just do it for money. And this is something that could cost your own health and also your life. So try to keep your principles in the religion if you have this Odun. And remember, you're going to save a lot of people. This is the case that the person, for example, that has Babalu Aye, anyone approach you because they have a problem with the health, and you give the person Babalu Aye, and everything is, become good for this person. So if you do that and you take caution of that, and you be aware of this Odun, you don't have any problem. And you will see how you can improve your life. So with that, you don't have any problem. This Odun taught you about Osain, Ofun, and Bokuno, that he was the spiritista, the medium. So the kids of Osain, they have a lot of knowledge about Osain and the earth, and they help a lot of people. And Ochalofun, he had the knowledge about the orishas. So his sons also cure people too. And the son of Bokuno, that was the medium, they had knowledge about the spirit and they work with them and cure people too. So this Odun talk that from different positions, even though you work with Earth, or even though you work with Ocha, or like the medium, you have the kind of gift that you can help a lot of people with the health. So because this is the great Odun when we talk about the medicine. So the Odun that the doctor, the assigned doctor that work with earth and plant. So don't worry about anything, but just be careful when the person is so sick. This Odun taught you about Orumila and Odudua, the agreement between them. Because here they were living in a village that was so poor and they don't have any food over there. Orumila, he had his daughter, Poroye, and Odudua had Oloche. So the four of them were so hungry and they decided to go to another land. And in their way, they didn't find any food. So one day Odudua told Orumila, stay here with our daughters that are going to look for food. And even though Odua did his best, he didn't find any food for them. So he decided to cut his own tongue and cook it and take it to Orumila and the daughter. But he put in his mouth the piece of Obi, so he could talk a little bit. So Orumila, because he was so hungry, he didn't notice that Odudua cut his own tongue. So later, when they continue walking, they were so tired, and also Odudua, because in his way he lost a lot of blood. So he told Orumila, go to another place and look for food and money and all of that I'm going to stay here. But Orumila noticed that he had problem when he was talking and discovered that he cut his own tongue. So he said, wow, my brother did a big sacrifice for me and the kids, and killed him with Iyefa of Orumila and also Obi, and he left. After a while, Odudua, he heard that his brother was so famous in another village. But Poroye, that she was the daughter of Orumila, she got so sick and she passed away. When Odudua saw that and he buried Orumila's daughter, he said, I want to suffer like my brother. And he sacrificed his own daughter and buried her next to Orumila's daughter. So when Orumila came back and asked for the kid that he saw, Odudua, that he was sad, and he told him everything, he said, don't worry, I go to call Orum. Orumila called Orum. And when Orum got there and they start to talk, he said, we go to do the ceremony. We need to open the hole and feed Cucuto with the lamb, with the rooster, and other ingredients. So they did the ceremony, and after that they opened the place where the daughters were buried and they were alive. So from that moment, Odudua talk through Orumila. That's why when we receive Odua in Ifa, Odudua talk through Orumila. And they had a great agreement. When we receive Odudua, for example, we receive the Ofun on our side, we receive also Bromu Ibrosia, the Elegua of Odudua. Odudua is the great, one of the greatest orishas that we have. This Odun advises us that we need to receive Odua. You have this Odun, you need to receive Odudua. You need to receive also Ochanla. And Odua is the Orisha that when you receive Odua, he helps you with everything because he's the owner of the souls. Odua has a great power in our religion because he's Olofi Aye. When we are receiving Odua, is the biggest ceremony that we do in Ocha because he represents Olofi in the earth. So it's important in this, you have this Odun. Later, you don't have it in this moment that you think to receive Odudua. Something else in this Odun that if you don't have it, you need also to receive you Awofaka or Ikofa or Orumila. And always use the idea of Orumila. Because here in this Odun, also Orumila saved the daughter of Olofi. So it's important to you always to use the idea of Orumila and attend Orumila as best as you can. This is one of the Odun that we are supposed to do that to be, successful in our life. Iku in Ofun is something that we have to always be aware what happened around us and what happened in our house. It's the other that sometimes we need to feed the door in our house. We need to clean the house because sometimes it could transform in something else. Because here the king, he had a great village, but it could one that he offered her every single month a mokenkre, that was a child. But the king refused to do that. He said, I don't want to do that to my people. So what happened that it could transform himself in the snake. And every single day he comes to the village and the people go so afraid of that big snake and everyone had to close the door and the people had a lot of problems over there. So he decided to go for divination. And when Orumila saw this Odun, he recommended him to do an ebo with pigeons and feed the dog with one pigeon and the other pigeon he had to hang him behind the door and take his cane of Egun with him. So at night he listened how the pigeon was making some noises and he said, this is the snake. And the snake tried to eat the pigeon, but the pigeon opened his wings and he cannot eat the pigeon. So the king took advantage of that moment and with his cane of Egun, he killed the snake. So in this Odun is the Odun that you are supposed to have the walking stick of Egun and prepare it and feed it. Sometimes you put this walking stick of Egun behind your door and you walk with it in your house. This is to remove any single bad spirit that you have in your house and also to avoid that it could get in. Sometimes you can also, with bells, put some bells behind the door because that sound also keep Iku away. And when you feed the door, or you feed your pack of egg, you feed also that walking stick of egg that it goes to help you. This is the order also that sometimes we need to have at home. In a little case, a white pigeon. You can have that pigeon for 3 days or 4 days, depends on the space that you have in your house. And then after that, you clean the house with the pigeon. You put add some cascarilla, Ofun, and ori and clean the house. But when you clean the house, don't kill this pigeon. Let her fly alive. Just you open the door or a window, depending the place that you live, and leave that this pigeon stay alive, because here the pigeon didn't die. So that pigeon, she can take the message to Olofi. That's why when we have Ofun, when we got a chance of some issues, we clean ourselves with a pigeon and we give it to the door to avoid that it could get into. This is one of the orders that talk about that ceremony that we have. For example, we do it in the beginning of the year, that we feed our dog with 2 white pigeons. The order that talk about the darkness and the brightness. This order is telling us that always we're going to find the light. Even though you are in the darkness today, tomorrow you can find the light. Because in this autumn, a hunter, he was living in the darkness and he saw the light. But his own ego told him that the light exists. So one day he had 2 sons and he sent one of them to go for the place that had light, that he go to find it. A lot of time passed and his son never came back. So he sent his second son. But in that land, they said that it was a big tiger that eat everyone that tried to cross the border of that village. So when he saw that his second son didn't come back either, he took all his weapon and he said, I go to do that. Is that I want that the same thing that happened to my kids happened to me. And he started to walk to that place, and he saw bones of different animals in his way. And when he started and he looked to the tree, he saw the big tiger. And when the tiger tried to attack him with his arrow, he killed the tiger. So when he did that, everyone, was so happy with him. And he continued. And after that, the days and days passed, and he find the village with light, with the sun, and he became the king of that land. So this is the order that is telling you that don't be so worried when you have Ofun and you are sometime in the darkness, that you have sometime problem. Don't worry about it, because after the dark, the light comes to you. The only thing that you need to do is like he did. He prepared all his weapons. So during this period of time that you are in the darkness, you try to study. You need to prepare yourself. What do you want to do? Sometimes we are in the moment in our life that we don't know what to do. We don't know what the future has for us. And it's something that usually happens with a lot of people. And then the person get into the depression and get depressed. And when you get depressed, also you can get so sick. You can start to, to drink a lot. So don't do anything of that. Just prepare yourself. Look for something that you want to do later. Make plan about your life. Try to sit down and write down everything that you want to accomplish. So this is part of the weapon. Sometimes people in our religion, they think that the weapon is because you need to receive this oricha, you need to receive the other oricha, and you continue receiving oricha and you don't see a solution. And then, you know, you you are disappointed sometimes with the religion. And it's not about the religion. It's not to receive orishas. Also, we need to prepare ourselves like a human beings. What I am going to do, I have this in my ita. Okay, now that I have this odum, even though I have problem, I have to do my part. And when you do your part and you work for it later, you can see the results. But we need to do what we are supposed to do, and you will see how the orishas and your spirits at some point in your life give you the path that you are supposed to walk, and then after that you see the light. In this Odun, in the Odun also that talk about a problem for position. So here Obatala and Chango, they argue because Chango he want to be the king in the world, and also Obatala. So Chango he challenged Obatala to fight with him. Obatala he knew that he cannot fight with Chango because Chango was younger and also he had a lot of knowledge about the world. But Obatala he was smart and he went for divination, and Orumila recommended him to do an ebo and feed Echu Elegua and also Ogun with a rooster. So he did that with Echu Elegua, and Echu Elegua told Batala, Father, don't worry about that. We're going to see now Ogun. And when they got Ogun house, he feed Ogun with a rooster. And Ogun told him, I'm going to prepare both acts for you, one for you and one for Chango. But Elegua, he broke the stick of the axe of Chango. He broke that, and Chango, he didn't notice that. So when he took his weapon to fight with Obatala and he tried it 2 times, it broke. So he cannot use it anymore. And Obatala, he won the battle and he became the king of the world. Later, when Chango, he found out that Elegua did that for him, he started to send lightning stone, and the phenomenon of the lightnings start in the world. This is when you see that there are a lot of lightning stones. The people said, oh, Chango is angry. So this phenomenon happened in this Odun. So this Odun also talk about the atmosphere phenomenon. So what this Odun recommend you that you need to respect always the elders, because here Chango, when he did that, and Olofi was there, and Olofi said no, Obatala he was to be the king of the world. Chango had to pay more for the valley to Obatala. So what happened that this is the order that said we need to respect the elders in our religion. Don't fight for position, because Olofi always he goes to give you the position that you need in your life. Ofun is one of the biggest and the eldest Odun that we have in our religion. The person that had this Odun is the person that said later you will have the position that you want. But you need to prepare just yourself now. So when that moment arrives to you, you don't have to fight with anyone, because it's something that Olofi provide you with that. In this Odun, we are supposed to put some of the music to Obatala from time to time. One day you can, for example, make the towel Onyan. Another day you can offer Obatala the Sara Echo. The person that has Ofun has to lean in Obatala and pray to Obatala, because this is the Orisha that goes to provide you with the position that you want. Don't ask Obatala for so many different things at the same time. Try to be, as short as you can. 2 or 3 things. Obatala, I want this, and I want this. I want health and whatever you want. I want health and whatever you want. And you will see the result of that. But always try to link in Obatala. This is the order that Obatala is so important. Also, Ofun advise you that do not drink. Here in this order, the alcohol is not good for the person. Because Obatala, he had the responsibility to make the human's brain. And he started to drink, and a lot of people start to were born with different problems in their brain. And when Olofi asked what happened in the world, the people say either Obatala is drinking, and Olofi take away the alcohol from Obatala. That's why we don't ask wrong to Obatala if he doesn't ask for it. We don't ask never ever wrong to Obatala any alcohol. So the person that has Ofun, you need to be careful with vices. You need to be careful with alcohol, because it could damage your brain. This is something also important in this order. Now we want to talk about the Ebomisi. The Ebomisi is important in every single order. But here we need to talk about the Peregun. That the Peregun also, with the Kita Maldición, remove any curse that we have. When we use the Peregun in our biggest ceremony, is to remove the curse of any earth that we are making the Umiero. But later we don't use more the Peregun. No, you can use the Peregun. Just you put a little pieces of Peregun and the Umiero that you prepare with Quita Maldición, we have Bajaca, for example, Muralla, Vencedor. This is to remove the curse in your house. Also, you can take a bath, and everyone that lives in your house, they can take a bath with that Umiero too. You can season it with holy water, with rum, for example, with cascarilla, cocoa butter, and you prepare that, and it will be great. Also, you can put this Peregun in Ogun. And when you feed Ogun, you feed this Peregun, because the Peregun is the plant that removes curse from people. So, if you have Ofun, try when you feed Ogun, feed also the Peregun in order that Ogun help you to remove any single curse. Remember that in this Odun, also Ogun, he cared himself, because he did respect his mother at home. So it's important that you don't curse yourself when you have any problem. Always try to think in the positive way, and you will see that later you see the results. In Ofun, you are not supposed to curse yourself. You are not supposed to think negative, because if you think negative, everything negative, it goes to comes to you. Okay? Try to think always positive, because Ofun have that kind of gift, that in the way that you think is the thing that you can see in your life. So this is something that we need to keep in mind to have any problem. So now is the time. Thank you. Carlitos Waydan here, and everyone. Now is the time that if you have any question about this Odun. In this Odun, like I told you before, you are supposed to receive Ochanla, you are supposed to receive Odudua, Orumila, the Wofaka or Kofa Orumila if you don't have it. Also, you can receive Ogan. You are supposed also to take the bath of Mewa. The bath of Mewa in Ofun to Fun is something that you need to do it. And something else that you can do is prepare the bath, the umiero with white flowers. You prepare the umiero with white flowers. You add, for example, holy water, different perfume that you have, for example, like agua florida, cascarilla, sándalo, the rose, also perfume, different perfume that you have you added to that bath. When we have problem with the Egun Buruku, we try to take different baths, but they have perfumes in there. And just you add a little bit of cascarilla and you will see that everything will be good. So thank you everyone that is watching this live stream, the people that they go to see the reply. This is one of the biggest Odun that we have. I do think that we cover the 80% of this Odun. And if you take care of the warning that it have, you will have a great life. Tomorrow celebrate the day of Chango as best as you can. Health, faith, and prosperity. Ya tú sabes. OCHAREO. Thank you.